Mastercraft on the beat.
Go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our program today.
Um, it is strange, but not unexpected that whenever we put up this kind of title, that you notice people are very uncomfortable. That is an indication that, and a testimony to the fact that what happened in Nigeria over the past couple of weeks in our presidential and our governorship, and of course the other elections to the House of Assembly, State House of Assemblies, and to the Senate and House of Representatives was an awful experience. It was an experience that I've described as nauseating. It's an experience that is very shameful, very, very shameful. So I can understand when you don't find a lot of people coming to listen to this, to any topic that has to do with tribe. People don't want to be reminded of what happened. People can't handle it. The truth is so bitter. The truth drives a knife through their hearts. People are so angry. There's so much rage. People are shocked, and people are still just dazed with unbelief at what they saw. But you see, this is times when the society, the nation needs men and women, people like you and me, to rise up and speak. It doesn't remove anything from me if I just kept quiet. I have enough in my hands to keep me busy. My stake in this election, after we lost, is not as high as the stakes of people who even at the polls seemed like they had a chance of winning. But my stake in the lives of the people who exist inside that contraption called Nigeria, my stake in them individually and as a group is higher, way higher than the stake that I have in the election. And that is why you still see people like me stand up to talk. By the way, let me thank those of you who are joining us for the first time. If today is your first time on this channel, you're welcome. And those regular offenders on this channel, partners in crime, I welcome you guys. Let me just let you know that YouTube keeps suppressing the viewership that we have because they accuse us of sometimes being too real. We've been battling back and forth with them over what they call violation of their policies, because they don't want you to be too provocative. They don't want you to feature certain things, so they'll keep blocking, throwing out our videos, suppressing. They will normally take the video and send it out to people and give them notification. But even you can confirm that a lot of you don't get notification from our videos. So I'm not just making up what I'm telling you. So please, in order to help us spread this message, we need you to do us a favor and share our videos. That's the only way people will actually get to know that we are live. So please help us share our video every time. People can watch it after, even if you're not able to share it right now. So I was talking about what happened, not just in Lagos, because that's where the trouble starts. When you talk about Lagos, people who are from Lagos, people that have a sentimental, emotional, all kinds of attachments to Lagos, they flare up and they say, why are you speaking only about Lagos? I had said in my earlier broadcast that Lagos has to choose what it wants to be. You cannot be a big man and be a small man at the same time. The reason they talk about you is because of what you do, is because of where you are. You can't do anything about it. How come throughout the weeks of NSAS, through all the days of NSAS, a lot of people were killed, businesses were destroyed, but what is the symbol of NSAS? What do we remember NSAS for? Was it not the incident at the Lekki toll gate, the Lekki toll gate, which is in Lagos? So do you see why the same way we would make reference to Lagos and people will say, oh, Chidi, it was not only in Lagos that people were killed in so many places. People were killed in Port Harcourt. Do you remember? Igbo massacre, it was in Port Harcourt. So many people were killed in Enugu and their bodies were dumped inside their water wells. A lot of people were killed in several other places. But Lagos was always the place that people used as a reference point for NSAS. So you have to you see, what I'm trying to do is to unmask this demonic contraption or concussion that mischievous, wicked, and evil people have deliberately prepared. This concussion that they're giving people to drink and is making the society intoxicated. And people are coming up with amazing things. When I say amazing, really amazing things. On group platforms, I can't believe what I see people say. Excuse me. On social media, I can't believe what I see people post. And I keep asking myself, these were the same people. I was watching Okechukwu, one guy that has a YouTube channel. He blogs. And in his 10-minute video, he was talking about how during NSAS, there was no tribal differences. Do you remember that during NSAS, there was no Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Efik, Edo? There was none of that. There was no Christian or Muslim. There was no, oh, you're from here, you're from there. There was no, you can speak English, you cannot speak English. Everything, the common denominator, everything was brought down, knocked down to the same level. There was an equalizer. The equalizer was injustice. As long as injustice was on the table, we did not mind where you came from. We didn't mind what you brought on the table. You were accepted. That same generation continued. They continued to move. I dare say that a lot of them ended up in the obedient movement. A lot of them also remained with Omoyele Sowore and Revolution Now movement, which, if I say this, it will always provoke an argument, but which is the real place where these things were hatched, incubated. The Take It Back movement, the Revolution Now movement, the IPOB, the likes of Sunday Igboho and the Yoruba Nation movement, the El Zazakis then. That is where all of these things were incubated. And they continued. But to look and see this NSAS generation, that these politicians, these mischief makers, the same people that brought us to see what we saw over the weekends in Lagos, to see you succumb to their antics, because that's all it is. It was all mere antics. It was all mere fabrication. How come you suddenly did not believe that you could do what you did in NSAS? How come now somebody is coming to show you the same comrade that you were standing shoulder to shoulder on the protest ground? Somebody turns to you now and say, don't you realize this one is your enemy? And you actually listen to them and you're behaving like that. You know, some of us kept shouting. When we were overwhelmed with emotions, we didn't listen. We were screaming, especially with the obedient movement. I told you I didn't hate you. I don't hate you. But I'm saying there are things you're not opening your eyes to see right now. And didn't I tell you you will see it after the elections? Now we're in a state of confusion. Everybody's pointing fingers at the other person. And guess who is laughing at all this? It is the mischievous, evil-minded politician who set this thing in motion in the first place. In the first place. Who told you that you were quarreling with your, who told you, Igbo man, that you were quarreling with your Yoruba brother and sister? Who told you, Yoruba person, that Igbo man is trying to possess your place and disrespect your king and your queens? Who told you? How did you suddenly believe it? When did it suddenly happen? And you know what that Okechukwu said? Okechukwu said, show me that man who said, I want to replace the Oba of Lagos. I want to disrespect, Lagos belongs to me. I want to start. Show me that person who said it. They will never produce it. You will only show me somebody that is re-echoing what another person said. But where did it originally start? Do you want to know? Are you really interested in knowing? Investigate very well and you will see that it is all concocted, because this happens every 4 years. How come this man comes and says it every 4 years, just before the election? He will not say it at the beginning, no. He will just say it as the last card. It is always the last card. It happens a few weeks to the election. This one was more prolonged because they canceled the election. Otherwise, it is only at the last 3-4 days to the election they will bring out all of these things. And the impact is usually much, because by then, everywhere there's tension. People are animated. There's so much activity. People are passionate. Then you just drop in that bile. You drop it into the mix and it explodes. It was meant for the other weekend. But because the elections were postponed, it now stretched, and that's why the effect was more. Even though they started using it from presidential, but the main place they had to use it more because they had gotten presidential. They came and used it in the governorship. And now people have been armed with words and text and videos to try to justify. How can you justify what happened in Lagos? How can you? I don't care who you are. Of course, you know I'm going to talk about this. And I've told you, talking about these issues doesn't mean you are going to deny who you are. Like me, nobody can make me deny who I am. I know there's a lot of people that, as a result of what happened in Lagos, they are not able to boldly say, I'm an Igbo man. Why would you do that? Or when you want to talk, you blend your talk. And you don't want to say Igbo, that you're an Igbo man, so that you don't offend people. If somebody gets offended that I'm an Igbo man, bloody well go get offended. Go and hug a transformer. Are you kidding me? Me apologize to you? I will never apologize to you for being an Igbo man. I'm a proud Igbo man. And that's one of the things I want to bring out in doing this video. You cannot let your head down. And don't tell me, listen, what happened on Saturday was the people who felt it the most, the greatest receiver, the people on the receiving end, was the Igbo man. if you want to be truthful. So don't come and tell me, give me a reason, show me something that happened in another place. No, you're not being fair. Let us deal with the person who is hurt most. Don't do that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with people like me. With what happened in the weekend, the Igbo man was treated like scum. The Igbo man was treated like scum. All the people who were running the election, they were Yoruba people. They were not Igbo people. But every single, it was the Igbo man. That was not fair. You cannot expect me as an Igbo man to listen to that and feel good. And everybody is entitled to their own sentiment. That's another thing you have to understand. You're not always going to like what I'm going to say or how I feel about something, but you don't have a right to tell me how to feel about it. In the same way, you're a Yoruba person and you feel that someone saying that Lagos does not belong to any man makes you infuriated. That is, you are totally correct to feel that way. But the point I'm trying to make to you, before you begin to accuse any tribe of anything, you need to understand who is doing this. You need to understand the game that they are playing. We've come too far to be falling for these tricks. The same old tricks, the same old things that they did 4 years after every 4 years, after every 4 years, the same thing that they played. You never asked some of the questions that you're asking right now. How did they convince you that the Igbo man is somebody who suddenly wants to plan a coup and take over Lagos? Haba. How did they convince you that a Yoruba man cannot go to Igbo land and buy a house or go to Igbo land and marry or school there? That is not true. That is absolutely not true. How can you, an Igbo man, come to me, a fellow Igbo man, and be telling me that everything about Yoruba people is completely bad, evil? Don't go around Yoruba people. Don't talk. How is that possible? How? I won't do that with you. Do you know how many Yoruba people have been in this struggle with? That we've come to try. We are almost like people who have a blood bond between us. Because we've been through thick and thin. We've been so sincere with each other. We've struggled. People, when people went to do protests, do you think they were doing protests just because for Yoruba people? Do you think so? No. I know what I believe in. I know the comrades I fight with. And I know what we have done together. You come and tell me now, Chidi, abandon Omoyele Sowore. Don't work with him again because he's a Yoruba person. Or don't talk to Juan again. Don't talk to Femi Adeye. You see, you don't understand. Even if these people decide to change tomorrow, I know what they've stood for. I know where we've been. It doesn't matter all the sentiments. This thing, human beings deal with emotions and deal with times and all of that. But you need to be focused. You need to not throw away the real thing that bonds you. Do you understand what we've been through? Do you understand the hydra-headed dragon that we are fighting? Do you even understand that? Or you, my Yoruba friend, you come and what do you think you will say that will make me turn around and start feeling bad that I'm an Igbo man? It's not possible. It's not possible. Because I will only be feeling bad for you. I will only be understanding that you have allowed yourself to be pulled into this nonsense, this rubbish that they're doing. Before you believe the stories that they tell you, and you know me, I always want to make reference to the fact that there are so many tribes in Nigeria. And sometimes I feel bad, or I imagine, how would someone feel when they are not Igbo or Yoruba and this kind of thing is going on? Because it's almost like they don't exist. Don't you understand? But in this particular case, because particular references were made to Igbo people, that is why I'm picking on this subject, and I'm not shy to talk about it. And we shouldn't be shy to talk about it. We should not. Because you know why? It makes a mess of where we're coming. We have challenged the status quo. We have fought this. Look at someone like Tinubu. You suddenly want to accept Tinubu. Why? 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 So that because now there's tribal differences, you now corner and go and crack and support your Tinubu after every evil that he is. Why would you do that? Listen, when they say, when they talk about what's this Evans, when Evans kidnap people, or some Igbo person does 419, that's just what they did. You have to learn to accept those kind of things. And no matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel, that is the truth. I know my friend who says, Chidi, don't say this Fulani thing. You know, we have Fulani friends. I'm like, come on. When Fulani headsmen wreak havoc on a village, I'm going to come out and say Fulani headsmen. I'm not going to say headers. Because I know they were Fulani headsmen that did it. That's the problem we have. You see, when we are not able to stand strong on our beliefs, when we are not able to speak out strongly, we allow ourselves to be blown by all these winds. You think all of this will make me change what I know about an Igbo man? You think it will make me? It will not. It will not. It will not at all. What they are doing purely is divide. Have you listened to yourself? Have you listened to yourself and what you said lately? Things that you couldn't get yourself to say how many years ago? Have you listened to yourself? And you allow this kind of thing to happen? Someone is asking me, why have you not written a petition? Written a petition, the petition is against the perpetrator of the act alone. See, when I see foolish people talk like this, sometimes I want to kick you out of the place. Michael Prince, what do you call yourself? What have we not written about Tinubu? Tinubu is the cause of this whole thing. Not because he's a Yoruba man, just because he's a bad man. Bad man is bad man. I don't care what tribe he is. If he's Hausa, he's Shekiri, Urobo, Tiv, he's a bad man, he's a bad man. And that's how we treat the bad people. Don't come and make excuses for people. And they just did this because of elections. Just because of the election, not in period. So you can't succumb to that. You can't do that. You can't let them. Do you understand? We'll be the most foolish and the most miserable people on earth if we allow these people to do these things that they do all the time. Let's not do it. I have this very long list that I used to publish on a WhatsApp group where I'm an admin. And whenever I'm welcoming anybody, I send them this piece I'm going to tell you now. I tell them that they are welcome. And then I say that the following Nigerian languages are spoken on this WhatsApp group. However, if you must use any of them to communicate, kindly translate for the rest of us. And if I read for you, you will be shocked. There is Abayom, Aban, Abua, Abuneni, Achepa, Adim, Aduge. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to copy this thing, and I'm going to, because a lot of you don't know it, I'm going to copy it and I will paste it on the, in fact, I'll ask Dr. Erica to help me do this. Paste it on the description section of this video so that people can go there and they will see all the languages that are in Nigeria. that when people just single out just a small portion, they mean a lot of mischief. They don't mean well, and you cannot let them deceive you. So, Dr. Erica, please, I don't know. I'm hoping you're on. I just sent you something on WhatsApp. If you can just paste it on the description of the video on YouTube. If I paste it here, I don't think it's going to take everything. I'll just paste some of them. You know, these are the languages that are in Nigeria. Before you begin to make mouth, before you think that you know what you're doing, no, you don't. You don't. Okay, I pasted it here. It took quite a lot. You can go and look. Go and look at how many languages. These are just a few. It didn't even paste up to Z. It just stopped at E. It just stopped at E. This is just to make you understand. And you know what I'm going to do, because people will come here and watch this video later. I will go ahead and there's so much I want to let you know today. So much I want to talk about. So much I want to talk about. You know, let me, for those of you who have been deceived into thinking otherwise about the Igbo man. Let me paste this here. I don't even think you need to. Dr. Erica, I want to paste this here. I think it might go, then you don't have to do it again. There's a write-up that someone put out there about the Igbo man. Why I'm doing this is because the things that happened in the weekend, it has made a lot of Igbo people feel so humiliated. Very, very humiliated. Some of them have become sick. Some of them cannot even hold their heads high. And some people have been just drumming this down their throat, forcing it down their throat without, like what do you really want? And that is not fair. And I know that some Igbo people, out of rage, out of anger, have been giving it the same way. So it's been a tribal war, albeit online. But it's been a tribal war of vile words, unpleasant words, uncultured. Everybody's just looking for the worst things to throw at the other person. I'm going to read you this. And when I'm reading this, please try to understand. And as I will always say, without apology, it's not meant to put anybody down, but it's meant to, if in any way this can uplift anybody who is an Igbo person, who felt very downtrodden, who felt humiliated, who felt like they were nothing over the weekend, over the course of the presidential and the governorship elections. That is why I'm going to read what I'm going to read. You know me very well. I fight for Nigeria as a country. I support people from all parts of the nation doing whatever they are doing, as long as it has to do with justice. But that does not in any way, I don't play this game of, I don't want to talk about my people so that I don't offend you. I don't know how to play that game. No, I don't know how to play that game. Okay, I tell you what I feel, about my own people because I'm built like that. I love myself. I love my people. I'm close to them. I advertise their culture. I know their foods. That is who I am. And it does not, I can tell you, it doesn't remove anything from my appreciation, love, and camaraderie for any other person who is from any part of Nigeria. All I need from you is sincerity, sense of purpose, and just love for humanity. That's all I want. That's all that makes you be my friend and become my comrade. And I work with you. So I'm going to read this, like I said. I saw it and I loved it, and I said I'm going to read it so that anybody who has been misunderstood, I don't agree with everything that is written there, but I will probably jump some of the parts that I do not agree with. But I will still go ahead and read it. When it gets political, I will jump it, but I will stay on the part that I think every Igbo man should hear. But not just every Igbo man, everybody who seems to have a misconception about the Igbo man. The Igbo man will not he will not run and hide from you. Why? They've been running. Do you know what they suffered from after the war? Do you know they got only, is it 20 pounds or 25 pounds? It's not something that just goes away now. It is a reality that every family, lives with. They tell the stories to their children, who tell it to their children's children. It's like the Jews. It won't go away. So the most you could do is try to see things, learn from them, like see things from the perspective of the people who have suffered it. Just like the history of Lagos, I just began to learn about it. It wasn't because of all this. I saw so many things come out. I saw the relationship between Lagos, how it got its name, Eko, how the Benin people were there, how the other Yoruba tribes were there. I saw all of that, but history is history. You can't change it. I am Igbo. I am proud of who we are. I love Nigeria. I love the best of our peoples and the many strengths. I love what she can be. But dear compatriots, I will not apologize to anyone who thinks that my success is a threat. Now, this is talking about the Igbo man, and this is the truth. Anybody can be successful. And so many people are go and look at the list of millionaires in Nigeria. You will see people from every tribe. Go and look at the list of educated people. You will see people cutting across every tribe. But you see now, I'm going to focus on the Igbo man. And for anybody who is interested in listening, listen. Walk with me. I am Igbo. Go to Onitsha, go to Aba, go to Alaba, go to Kano, and see wealthy men who brag with how many millionaires they have minted in the course of their lives, more than how many millionaires they personally had. What it's trying to say is that when you see so many Igbo men bragging, they brag about how many people they have made millionaires. It is because of that pattern, because of that template of that retraining, that boy system in the Igbo man's life. Because of that, he keeps on manufacturing, he keeps on producing millionaires over and over again. It's a model. It is a financial model that they should be teaching in financial literacy classes, because it has worked and worked and worked over the years. That's why after the war, with only 20 pounds in the hands of everybody, it doesn't matter how much. I don't know if people are realizing that it's the truth I'm talking about. It's not made up, it's not make-believe. That in every family, what the man got was 20 pounds. Whether you had 1 million pounds in the bank, you were issued 20 pounds. So how did these people manage to turn 20 pounds to what you're seeing today? This model, where they are proud to announce to you that Isi Emeka was my boy. You see Chijioke was my boy. You see okay, I made him. You see all these millionaires, I made them. And all of them will be richer than this person who is bragging. I'm going to read fast so I can get to the end of this thing. Competing with their former masters. Okay, sorry. He brags about these people that he made their lives more than how many millions they personally had. Millionaires who sold the same thing. So these millionaires are selling the same things that their boss is selling and competing with their former masters. Do you understand? They settle these boys, and these boys are in the same market competing. Don't you understand that when you come to the line, when you come to leather bag line in a market, there was one man who started that leather bag business. Can I tell you that the other 20 leather bag businesses that you saw are offshoots of this man? But when you come, you see them struggling. You see them dragging you, customer, come to my shop, customer comes to my shop. That shop that is dragging you is his Oga's shop. You don't know, it's giving me goose pimples. That's how you see healthy competition. That is the Igbo man for you. Taking on more competitors who will create more competitors. Taking on more competitors who will create more competitors over and over. Does it destroy the master? No. This is a mastery over greed that is not found elsewhere in the entire world. They found a way. They say Igbo people are greedy, but no. If they were greedy, then they won't allow the other people to open shops around them. They will all be in the same place. The master will open a shop for the boy and put the boy there and give him goods and start him off, and the boy will grow to become bigger than the master. If he was that greedy, he will kill him off now. But continue with me and you'll see. This is the mastery of over greed that is not found elsewhere in the entire world. I am Igbo. I am graciously proud. My ancestors were the ones who in 1803, they walked into the Pacific Ocean rather than be slaves. That legendary spirit is mine to claim. You see someone like me, I refuse to be put down. You see someone like me, I fight like a lion when you trample on my rights. Everywhere. I do protests everywhere. In Toronto here, you know how many protests I've done in downtown Toronto for several things, both things that have to do with Nigeria and things that don't have to do with Nigeria. Because I hate it. I hate injustice. My people, when they gathered them and they saw that they were about to be put on the slave ship to be shipped to America, they called each other and they said, no way. Rather than enter in this ship and travel abroad, they jumped into the ocean and drowned there because of the pride that they had. Every Igbo man has a personal God, his chi. As a pastor, I've argued with so many other pastors and I've told them that if Christianity, the early missionaries were sincere enough, when they came and they found amongst the Igbos and so many other tribes, but especially I'm talking about the Igbos today, when they found that the Igbo man had his personal chi, which is the God Almighty. His chi is his God. It's a personal relation. He believes that I have my God. And he says, Mother bro chi bear, nobody can be my God. I have this relationship with God, direct communication. If the missionaries were sincere, they would have taught the Igbo man or agreed with him that, yes, that same God you identify is the same God we are talking about. But no, they came and told him that is a fetish kind of belief. Throw it away. just because you want to dominate the person. So the Igbo man has his personal chi. My success is determined by how much I want it, not by obstacles, not by what people call impossible. No. It is what I agree with my God. That's why I am not moved by obstacles. I'm not moved by mountains. I'm not moved by impossible tasks. I still go where nobody has succeeded, and I go there and I succeed. Every Igbo man, not by, my success is not determined by how much I want it, not by obstacles, not by what people call impossible, not by how rich or poor my father was, not by avoiding danger, not by a simple agreement it is, but by a simple agreement between me and my chi. That's all. So if you think you're going to dim the light of the Igbo man by talking, by putting him down, by intimidating him, by bullying him, you're wasting your time. You are, because his progress, his success is determined by his knowledge of the fact that it is his agreement with his chi that determines how high he will get in life. So your shenanigans, whoever you are, does not dim the light of the Igbo man. That's why Igbo people say, Onyekwe, Chiyekwe. If you believe, your personal God will validate it. Isn't that the principle that we talk about every day? To him that believeth, all things are possible. He doesn't understand impossibility because he believes. If my God says yes, who can say no? Nobody. I am Igbo and I was raised that way. To create success and share it without begrudging our neighbors and our hosts, we will teach our host children our way of life. If they will rise above their suspicions, we don't mind a Yoruba or an Hausa or an Efik or an Ibibio boy or Edo. The Igbo people will gladly, you see, they will take a boy and tell the person, you have to serve me, you are my boy. Why would something that he can do to his own child, why would you see it as punishment when he's doing it to somebody else? No. But some people misunderstand it and they're not willing for it. Is the same apprenticeship that you see here. I told someone, when an Igbo man comes to a place the first time, he doesn't carry his family and come. The first people he's going to work with are people who are willing to learn from him. Just like, in fact, I see that in so many tribes. So you see all of these concocted misconceptions about the Igbo man. It's not true. We only ask that the person be smart and dependable. Once you are smart and dependable, you can work with your oga and you will become his boy, and you will learn and he will train you. Part of the training includes sleeping in the shop, sleeping on the bare floor. We're not particular, and this is very, very important. We're not particular about kings and queens. In the Igbo history, Igbo people, they don't know, we don't want to be your king. We don't do very well with kings. Igbos, no, we don't do very well with kings. That's why I can understand when a Yoruba man sees an Igbo man as disrespectful. When people from other tribes think the Igbo man is arrogant. It is because in our culture, we are brought up that way. We don't forgive my French, we don't bloody care about kings and queens. We are very independent people. We don't want to be anybody's king. Before the white man came, we barely had any kings. A child who came of age, he had the right to speak in the village meeting when it was his turn, and no one should stop him. That's how everything was brought into the Umunna meeting. And in the Umunna meeting, as long as you were of age, you had the right to speak. And nobody will intimidate you. Nobody will take what belongs to you from you. The whole village will not. That's why they say Igbo enweze. We never had kings. We were liberals. We came together and we decided for ourselves, and we made sure that nobody's rights was trampled upon. So why would someone be saying that you're coming to take over a place and install your king? And no. The community came together to build houses for each other. People who were struggling were supported, and those who had lost children or had none, they lent them children for their farms. When my ancestors saw that education was good, they contributed to send the village brightest to school. These are not things that I'm telling you they told me. I witnessed this by myself. When I would go to the village, and because I was the one that was in the village with my grandmother, when it was time for farming, all my friends, we used to call it a war, all my friends, about 10, 12 of them, we would go from one family to one family. Your mother would just clear the grass for that time. We arrange the day we're going to come to that place. And on that day, the whole young boys, people of your age mates, will go and we will do your farm for free. All they provided was food. Nobody was paid a dime. After that, we now move to another. It's now that it's making sense to me. Nobody went to bed hungry. Nobody was unemployed. There was no poor person. As it were, poverty not to the point where you cannot eat. Because everybody had farmland. That you didn't have a child, that was no reason why you would not have a farmland. They came and farmed for you. Everybody had a barn. Nobody cultivated and then took food to any king. No, we don't do it. And the one about education, I remember when my uncle was going to go to university, was the first person amongst my kinsmen to pass to the university. It was my father then. My father had ambition to go to the university. But I don't know, because of some situations, no money, he ended up going to a teacher training college. But when he found out that my uncle passed into the university, he organized a fundraising for him. I remember very well as a kid, all the women cooked food and they brought, and there was donation. And everyone, I remember the women untying the head of their wrapper. It's making me just feel so emotional now. And they all brought out small monies that were wrapped and squeezed. Everybody brought, and they dropped that money. And my uncle went to the university. Don't come and spoil that kind of society. Don't come and sow a seed that make us feel that we are inferior, or make us feel that we are owing anybody, or begin to walk around apologizing. Why? What did we do? You see, the brightest people were sent to school. Even people whose own children were Olodo, they happily contributed for other people's children. You see what I was talking about? You know why? Because we believe that a child belongs to everyone. I am Igbo. I will not apologize. That's why we say, Nwa bu nwa ora. When you marry, You're not the one that marries in our culture. No. Who are you to marry? It is your uncle. It is your father's uncle, your father's brothers and your father's brothers, your kinsmen. They are the one that go and marry a wife for you. Why? It is symbolic. Do you know why? Because they want to show you that it is not you that is strong or rich enough to marry. That this somebody's daughter, this young girl that they have brought and put in your hands, they will ask you questions if anything happens to her. And so it makes you, the husband, to be very careful about how you treat this man's daughter, because the whole village will ask you questions. In those days, we had leaders who were chosen purely on what they could do. Nothing was hereditary. No, nothing was hereditary. Even the chief priest was chosen by the spirits from kindred to kindred without a set pattern. We don't have this unending, it belongs to these people, nobody else. You see, things moved. We're not interested. That's not who. Don't paint us in the brush that we are not. That's not the typical Igbo man. Am I saying there are not people who are... People have changed. People have adopted other ways of life. But if you're ever going to generalize, then talk about the truth concerning the Igbo man. Don't adulterate it. Don't use it just to achieve a very, very mischievous motive. Basically, we don't want to rule in your land. We just want to build wealth. The Igbo man is a trader. He just wants to do his business. He's a businessman. You know that very well. Businessman. A businessman is not really interested in politics. So a businessman is interested in his business. I'm telling you. The Igbo man is interested in his container and his chop. His chop, not even shop, chop. His shop is container. And I told you, it doesn't matter if you are the typical Igbo man. I'm a trader. Forget this doctor, chief. I'm a trader, pure trader, architect, but trader. Anytime I look at a job, the first thing I calculate is, how am I going to do this to make profit? How will I do a very excellent job? But if I do all the excellent job and I don't make profit about it, then what use am I doing? What use is it to me? It's a useless project. The profit may not be money all the time, but as a businessman, you invest and it yields profit to you. Again, we are happy to share. We will build schools, hospitals, markets without a single prejudice. Everyone is welcome. And no, we don't only go to already made cities. We're not interested in already made. We actually particularly love to do virgin lands and make decent towns of them. You can bear witness to this. Yes, when we come to a place, we stay in your house, we rent. We don't possess the land of you. We don't go and stay in the place. We don't go and stay in the bush with our cattle and not pay anything. Show me the Igbo man who has come into a place and is not paying any money, just stay there for years. No, we rent your place. We pay you rent. We don't owe. I'm not saying there are people who, you get what I'm saying. And from there, we always ask you for a virgin land. Do you understand? Think back and see. That's why you can look at an area now and you say, oh, Igbo people are living in this whole area. It was there before we came. We didn't go and chase anybody out. It was a virgin land. It was there. We asked, can we buy this? And you said, yes. And we negotiated and you told us how much to pay and we paid. Show me until you show me a place that Igbo people just entered and possessed. and they never paid for it, then I will believe your story. But if they've gone into that place, giving you money, and then develop that place, and you still have a problem with them, you are the one that has a problem. And show me when you have come to an Igbo man's place and you wanted to establish. Show me one time that Igbo people gathered and burnt Ama Hausa or Ama Yoruba or Gidan Mami Market, all those kind of, show me in the Southeast where it has happened before. But any small thing, something will happen in Saudi Arabia, Igbo market will be burnt. Something will happen in America, Igbo market will be burnt. A religious thing, Igbo market will be destroyed. Igbo people's things will be destroyed. Why? I'm sure there are many things for which you can be proud about your own ancestors. I know a few because I try to educate myself. I will celebrate them with you. Your art, your culture, your ancient and your modern, the warrior spirit of your ancestors, their industry. I celebrate them all. You see, everybody just keeps promoting themselves. I will promote myself. I will celebrate who I am. I will not apologize. I will not turn down my lamp just so that you will feel happy. I won't do that. I dare suggest that if other Nigerian ethnicities who prefer political power, if they understood Igbos, they will rule forever, and Igbos wouldn't even mind. Any Igbo will tell you, provide a level playing field, promote law and order, and Igbos will largely ignore politics. And Igbo people will not come and vote. That's the truth. You see, over the years, they've yabbed you. I'm an Igbo man now. I'm where Igbo people talk. You know, like every tribe has where they just, when they are amongst themselves and they just feel free and they just talk. Igbo people don't go to vote. They have no need for political power. Literally. The only reason why they've resorted, okay, you know what? We need to go and get some of this power, because you don't let them have their way. You can't let them do their business. You can't let them travel easily. You can't let everything they want, you deliberately try to suppress them. That is what makes them try to fight for political power. Ordinarily, take all your politics. Just allow the Igbo man to do his business. Don't disturb his business. He's fine. Let me reiterate. We don't do well with kings and queens. Respect is earned. I like that one. I'm telling you, respect is earned, not inherited. Excuse me. It's not inherited. Respect is earned in the Igbo man's society. When you earn the right to be conferred with a chieftaincy title, that's when they give you that chieftaincy title. The one of, oh, that because you're this, you automatically become, they don't have time for that too. They don't. Even though in modern times, somebody will go and do 419, they will come to the village and they'll make him something. All that is beginning to change. Respect is earned, is not inherited. That's how we see it. That's how we see it. We only hate injustice with a terrible passion. How do you think the boy system is sustained if you don't settle? Listen, one of the principles, one of the main things that makes the boy system to strive is that if you don't settle your boy or you skimp on him, how you skimp on how much, that's you hold back on how much you're supposed to give to him. Nobody will beat you. That's the funny thing. If you decide not to settle the boy who has suffered for you and served you, you know, some bad business people, including Igbo people, when it is time for them to settle their boy, they find one reason not to settle the boy. They accuse them of something. If you do it, nobody will do anything to you, but you won't be able to live down the shame. The shame that will come to you because of that treatment, you won't believe it. Because people will gather and they will give that guy money. People will assist, they will give them goods inside that market, and you will see that person progress better than you. You will forever be known as a riffraff, a fulefu that doesn't settle his boys. Just like that, your respect is gone. And when they don't have respect for you. When a child who has washed his hands is chosen over you, your pariah status is sealed. It's sealed completely. You may resist and ask, what about Igbo governors? How come they do Ndi Igbo dirty and they get away with it? The governors. Because people say that, Chidi, why don't you go and hold your governors responsible? Why are you always holding the president responsible? Is it not your Igbo? I was in a Twitter space the other day, and the guy was saying, oh, the Niger Bridge, this one, that one. It is the Igbo governors that didn't build those things. Go and hold them responsible. They are building things in other areas. And you know why? The answer is simple. None of these people was chosen by those Igbo people. They were imposed with guns every election cycle. They are vessels of Abuja. Look at Hope Uzodinma. You want to come and tell me now that somebody was talking about doing something in Imo State, thinking of dredging a place, and I'm thinking, with Hope Uzodinma there, you come and look at somebody like Hope Uzodinma and you tell, so with the kind of election that is conducted in Nigeria, when they choose these leaders, you come and think they'll be responsible to me? Look at Enugu State. Look at what is happening in Enugu State now. After you come and tell me that those ones will be responsible to the people. No. That's why we were fighting to have people who are put into positions of authority by the people. People who were not put there by the godfathers. When the godfathers put them there, they are responsible to the godfathers, not to the people. Free and fair elections, and if you do free and fair elections, none of these clowns will smell that seat. If not for the guns, even a small child will walk up to them and tell them that they are full of crap. And an Igbo man will do that. Ideally, everyone can speak. From the drunk man in the village, from the drunk to the village madman, you are allowed to laugh at their craziness, but you're not allowed to silence them. Mbano, Ibuchia, no. Are you his God? That is the Igbo society. There's one WhatsApp group that when I told you about it. When I welcome people, I said, look, this place is the village market square. And I didn't even read this thing before I said that. But I am comparing it to what I know in the Igbo society. Everybody is allowed. There's freedom for everybody. There is a madman there, but he has his rights. You cannot stop him from talking. You cannot stop him from enjoying the environment. He just has a problem. And he has people, he has family who sometimes do their best to take care of him. But because he's a madman, you cannot treat him like he's nothing in the society. Excuse me. They commune with the spirits, the mad people. So once in a while, they say things that save the community. I'm not a fan of P2B because politically, I have my party. But you see, people don't understand when P2B says, I took that advice from a madman. That's what I'm trying to explain to you here. That is idiomatic. That's trying to say that no matter how foolish a person is, sometimes, not sometimes, you need to listen to them too. Because God loves everybody. God can speak through anybody. So a lot of people castigating Omoyele Sowore, telling him he's nothing, he should go and start from scratch. And I laugh. Are you his God? Do you know what God can do through him? I am Igbo, and I'm happy to emulate the best of you. If it is a thing of value, we will adopt it and we expect that we are willing to share. You will extend us the same hand. But even if you decide not to teach us, we only need to see it and we will learn. That's the enterprising spirit. We don't become a slave to you just because you refuse to teach us something. We will go and grab it and learn it. We're intelligent. There's nothing that any human being made of God can do that an Igbo man cannot do. They will pieces it, they will learn it, they will do it. I know this is what gives you pause and whips up fears that we want to take over. For the people who have the fear of an Igbo man and you feel that, oh, these people are coming to take over. Just like in the diaspora, a lot of white people who have a racism problem, they see a black man and, oh, they're afraid of the black man. Why? But let me assure you that we wish to build a bigger market. See? We wish to build a bigger market to accommodate all of us. Please let us try it our way for once. Stop all the suspicion. Our competition is not winner takes it all. No, we share, we enrich, we make better. That's why we don't have this thing of big people and very poor people. And then every Christmas, the poor people will come to the big people's house with plates. It's not in our society. You come to a village, you see houses, every age grade. They go to the village. Everybody is competing to build a house in their father's compound. Healthy competition. Nobody is going to be left alone. Nobody will be left behind. The one that doesn't have, they help him at least build a small house. So when you enter a village, have you been to Igbo people's village? Have you been to Alhambra? Do you think it's government that built those things? Oh, you're worried about what they built. Go to their village and see what they built. You don't know. I am Igbo. My mantra is Ojembe Enwilo. That means the traveler mustn't make enemies. Ojemba Enwilo. We are aware that we are travelers that have to go from a city to city, from country to country, to go and do our business. If we now make enemies, how will we succeed? Do you see that it doesn't make sense? Anybody who travels, anybody who goes with his goods to sell, you only have to be good. You can't open a shop and have a nasty attitude and you expect that you'll succeed. No way. So anybody that comes and tells you that the person whose business depends on his good relationship with people is somebody who likes to make trouble with people, check it very well. That person is not telling the truth. Those two don't mix. If you're a business person, the best attitude you have is customer relationship. You're friends with your neighbor. The neighborhood shop, the owner of the shop smiles at everybody, says good morning to everybody, attends every birthday party. That's what the businessman does. How then can you now say that the businessman is angry with everybody, is possessing everybody, is wicked to everybody? Don't you see? It doesn't make sense. So stop trying to crush my spirit. You will fail. My spirit is my gift to Nigeria. It is rare in all the earth. I don't know how not to compete. I don't know. It's in my nature. When I read, I will read to the highest level that's available. When I want to build a house, I will build the finest house. If I have the money to buy, I will buy the best car, best in fuel economy, best in I love nice things. When I marry, I try to marry an intelligent person, smart person, brains before beauty. I can't accept to be less than. I can't accept to be less than. I can't be enslaved because I am Igbo, and all I have to do is to believe, and my chi will validate it. This author there's a link that is under this write-up, and it takes you to a Twitter page by Niger Patriot. Niger Patriot, I don't know who he is, but this is where I saw this write-up, and I was really, really touched, and I felt I was going to share it with us. And why am I sharing this? Because I want to uplift anybody who is an Igbo man who has been affected by all the things that happened on Saturday. I mean, over the weekend. Do you understand? When Igbo people tell you that, it's funny. A lot of people don't like Igbo people. You don't want them to be with you. And when they say, allow us to go and build our own nation, give us Biafra, you still won't give them Biafra. It's difficult to comprehend. It's difficult to understand. Do you understand? There are so many things I wanted to talk about, and maybe this is not the right place and the right time. I will talk about it another time. But if you didn't hear anything, just hear that as an Igbo man, I will never lower my head or accept what I'm not. I am made the way I am made, and nothing will change it. I will strive to be the best that I can, and I will not dim my light just so that you'll be happy. No. As long as I'm not going to blow your own light off, we'll be friends. We will relate. I will spread my arms to anybody who wants, and I will hope that they too will grab that hand and become my friend and become my comrade. You that is my friend from any tribe in Nigeria, I pray that you understand me. I pray that you understand Dr. Chidi. I pray that you just understand that I'm an Igbo man, unapologetic. I pray that you understand that it does not influence how I see you. My love for you is intact. I pray that you understand I won't even let all of these things that are moving, flying up and down, to change how I feel about you personally. But it won't stop me from talking about it. And if you come to me with that kind of foolishness, I will also slam you with the same treatment I will give anybody who is foolish out there. I want to encourage you. Don't be shy. If you see that I'm going the wrong way, call me to order. If you think I am wrong, be bold. Call me. I do that a lot to people. I call people behind the scene. I say, why are you saying this? Don't generalize. Don't allow yourself to be soaked into this nonsense. I told them, this dust will settle. It will still settle. And we are back. We're not just back to where we were before. We've been taking so many years back, unfortunately. I'm telling you, so many years back. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Ejimako, he had sent something, but I'll treat this. I'll treat this at some other time. I have not changed who I am. I'm a member of the Revolution Now movement. I'm a member of the Take It Back movement. Yes, Omoyele Sowore is a respected comrade where I am. And we will not stop fighting. We won't change because of all these things. We're not moved. We knew that this is what these people do. And we will continue fighting till we silence, till we uproot all these mischief makers, because that's what they are. All these things that you're seeing, people sat down somewhere, they concocted it, and they push it out. Once they've achieved their aim, watch what's going to happen in the next few days and weeks. But they've already achieved their aim. Thank you so much for joining us. And then on behalf of Dr. Erica, I hope to see you guys in our next broadcast. Thank you.